Imagine a guitarist so recognizable that you could hear just a few seconds of his playing and know exactly who it was. The schoolboy uniform, the lightning-fast riffs, the unmistakable stage presence. Angus Young turned simplicity into an art form. But behind that familiar image is another side of his musical journey, one that is less about the costume and more about the extraordinary discipline required to maintain such a powerful identity for decades. What does it really take to remain relevant without constantly reinventing yourself? And how much work is hidden behind a style that looks almost effortless? Welcome to Core Frontier. Today, we look beyond the famous image of Angus Young and explore the lesser-known ideas that helped shape one of rock's most recognizable guitarists. Angus Young was born in Glasgow, Scotland, in 1955, before his family moved to Australia. Music was already part of the Young household, and Angus eventually found his direction through the guitar. His approach was remarkably direct. Instead of filling every moment with complicated technique, he concentrated on rhythm, energy, timing, and memorable guitar phrases. That simplicity became one of his greatest strengths. With AC/DC, Angus developed a musical language built around powerful riffs and precise rhythmic playing. His partnership with Malcolm Young created a foundation that allowed the band's songs to sound immediate and unmistakable. But there was something deeper happening beneath the surface. Angus wasn't simply playing guitar. He was building an identity. The school uniform became part of his visual signature, but the real character came from the way he performed. His movements, expressions, and physical energy became inseparable from the music. Yet maintaining that level of performance requires extraordinary consistency. Night after night, year after year, the guitarist had to deliver the same recognizable character while keeping the music alive. And that is where the lesser-known side of Angus Young becomes fascinating. His success was never based on constantly chasing whatever was popular. Instead, Angus remained committed to the musical formula that had made AC/DC distinctive. That commitment could be demanding. Staying within a recognizable style while still making each performance feel fresh requires tremendous attention to detail. Few people notice how difficult that balance really is. Angus also demonstrated something important about guitar playing. Technical complexity isn't the only measure of greatness. His playing relies heavily on rhythm, phrasing, timing, bends, and attitude. For a new guitarist, some of his most famous parts can sound straightforward. But reproducing the feel and precision is another matter entirely. What happened next helped turn that approach into a lasting legacy. As AC/DC became one of the defining rock bands of its generation, Angus became more than a guitarist. He became a visual symbol of rock music itself. Yet the image could sometimes overshadow the musician underneath it. Behind the recognizable uniform and energetic performances was a player deeply committed to rhythm guitar, songwriting, and the chemistry of a band. That may be the real story people overlook. Angus Young's career demonstrates that originality doesn't always mean creating something completely new. Sometimes it means finding a musical identity so strong that it becomes instantly recognizable, and having the discipline to protect that identity over time. His influence can be heard in generations of guitarists who discovered that a powerful riff doesn't need unnecessary complexity. It needs timing, confidence, space, and character. And perhaps that is the most interesting side of Angus Young. The mystery isn't hidden in some dramatic secret. It's hidden in the work behind the image, the years of consistency, the attention to rhythm, and the determination to make a seemingly simple musical idea feel unforgettable. Angus Young didn't become iconic by trying to look like a guitar hero. He became one by understanding exactly what his music needed and refusing to lose sight of it. Decades later, that lesson remains powerful. Sometimes the hardest thing in music isn't becoming someone new. It's becoming completely yourself, and staying there.